All right. Good morning. My name is Captain Krieger. Welcome everyone to day 0. We are doing Lieutenant Colonel Misty Posey's Pullup program. I told you guys that I would be joining you for 30 days of live how to do this program and get you started, get you to your first pull-up. So to clarify, last night we did a pull-up clinic where we went through her entire program with Lieutenant Colonel Misty Posey. It was really phenomenal. A lot of you guys turned out, but there was an error with the Instagram. It didn't save the first half of it. So I'm going to recap what we talked about. I'm going to demonstrate some of the exercises, and then I'll end this live video, and I will go into the first workout. So to recap, Lieutenant Colonel Misty Posey created the program because she got challenged essentially to beat somebody in pull-ups. She challenged herself to beat somebody in pull-ups. But originally she started doing pull-ups because she couldn't get over the obstacle course, and she knew she needed to do that in order to graduate officer candidate school. So she started training for pull-ups, and it took her a really long time because she was overthinking it. She thought that it was really complicated. You had to do all these extra exercises like push-ups, lat pull down, the pull-up assist machine, and it was just taking her a really long time. And finally someone was like, you know what you need to do? You need to do pull-ups, and you need to do these exercises. She didn't think it was possible because it was too simple. So long story short, it was possible, and it really was that simple, and it did not involve pull-up bands. So common misconception. And then the other thing is her program is designed around the concept that specificity and frequent practice equals success. So that's it. That's how you get better at pull-ups, is by doing pull-ups. That's the specificity part of it, and doing it often, which is what we're going to do now for 30 days, although it may not take you only 30 days, it might take you more than 30 days to get your first pull-up, or it might take you a couple of days to get past your plateau, and that's fine. You just can't give up, because Marines don't give up. So that's what we're going to do. You can find the entire program. I printed it out. It's on the OCS blog. You can also Google it and download everything. So I'm going to review the course materials, and then we'll get into the actual exercises that she demonstrated last night, and the priority of effort that you're going to want to give when you're trying to get your first pull-up. So the first thing you're going to see is the pull-up training principle guide, and it's a couple pages long, and it just goes over everything that she talked about last night. I think it's about like 8 pages or 12 pages long, and then it talks about what I'm about to do. I'm going to only cover about 5 or so of them, because she said those were the top ones, so that's what we're going to focus on. The next thing that you should see is the pull-up workouts. So I'll cover what this actually is, but it talks about like what is a ladder, what is an escalator, what are pyramids, elevators, and the different games that you can play either with a group if you're leading PT, or you can do it by yourself. So there's that document. The other documents that you're going to find is the 0 to 1 pull-up program, which I will be doing, and then there is the pull-up program if you can already do 1. So it goes all the way up to if you want to do 24 or more reps. There is a plan for that. If you're stuck at 1, there's a plan for that, and it's all on this sheet. So I'm going to actually do both. Since I can do pull-ups, so I'm going to walk you through the 0 to 1. We'll do that together. That'll be like my warm-up, and then I will get into the regular pull-up program, so that way we can do both audiences. If you can't do a pull-up, we got something for you. If you can already do a pull-up and you want to get better, I got something for you too. So to review, if you can't do a pull-up, this is going to be the order of exercises that you want to do in order to get your first pull-up. So the first thing you want to do is the partner assist pull-up. And she's been doing this pull-up clinic for about 23 years now. She says this is the #1 way to success, and I totally believe her, because if you watch the video that's on the blog on Instagram, you will see that the assist is only given when the person doing the pull-up needs the help. So, unlike the bands or the pull-up assist machine or the lat pull down, like that's all work. It's helping you in areas that you don't need to, and it's not giving you a lower amount of resistance to actually force your body to work, and it's also not requiring you to use your muscles. So having a partner is a really big part of this. But hey, like, look at me. I don't have a partner right now, and I'm about to do this pull-up program. So what else can you do if you don't have a pull-up? And if you don't know what a partner assist pull-up, there's a very specific way to do it. So watch the video that we did last night. So the next thing that you're going to want to do if you can't do pull-ups is negatives. And I'll demonstrate. Then you're going to want to do partial range of motion pull-ups. So getting to wherever you're stuck at and doing that multiple times. Then you're going to want to go to jumping pull-ups, which I'll demonstrate. And then the next thing is simply just hanging on the bar, called dead hangs. And then doing the scapular retraction. And then after that, if you don't have any of that, maybe you just simply don't have a bar, you should find a bar. There's probably a bar somewhere, like go drive to it. But then you could use the lat pull down machine, ring rows, Australian pull-ups, and then the last thing is going to be that assist machine. So we'll leave it at that. But now let's get into the actual exercises, and then I will stop the video. We'll get into the exercises, and then I'll go over the program so that way it kind of makes sense. We'll talk about what is a training set as well. And then I'm going to stop the video and we'll do the first day. So, partner assist pull-up, again, you're going to watch the video. So the next one that I'm going to do is something called a negative. Now for me, I can jump onto the bar and I can already do a pull-up, but I'm going to show you what you're going to want to do if you can't jump and you can't even pull yourself up. So I've got a little step here. You could also pull up a chair or something. And I'm going to want to get into the flexed arm hang position, which is just simply my chin over the bar, and I'm going to slowly release down. So chin over the bar, slowly release down. Jump off the bar, shake it out, get back up, do it again. Slow, 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 controlled, controlled. My abs were tight, my glutes were tight, and I was using control. And when you start to feel fatigued, if you get to a certain part and then you just have to drop, that's okay. You're still doing the second best method. The next one is partial range of motion. So say I get stuck halfway, that's okay. Just keep getting stuck halfway, and every single time, try and pull a little more and a little more. So I'll show you what that'll look like from the back. If I'm doing chin-ups, it'll look like that. And jump off the bar, shake it out. If you can only, I did 2 for video purposes. And then from the front, doing overhands. Perfect form, my abs are tight, my glutes are tight. My legs are together. You can also cross your ankles if you want to, but, maybe not. Pull my shoulders back. Pull, pull, pull. Okay, that's it. And then I'm going to jump off the bar. Shake it out, walk it out, let my heart rate come down just a little bit. And then I'm going to get back on the bar and do another partial range of motion. And this will all make sense when I start covering what do you actually do in the program. So the next thing was the jumping pull-ups. So luckily for me, my bar is short enough and I can reach it pretty good. So she said the way you want to judge your bar for jumping pull-ups is it should be somewhere between your hands and your elbow. So ideally, my bar would hit like maybe here, and I have a chair, which I can show how to do. So if your bar is between this, then you're just going to want to jump and try and pull yourself up. It's important to note that when I jump, my arms are already bent, which of course isn't allowed in the PFT, but we're not even doing the PFT right now. We're just trying to get our first pull-up. So don't worry about that. That's exactly how your arms should be. Should be a little bit bent by the time you reach the bar. So you notice my elbow was a little bit bent. Now, for some of you guys that are really, really stuck, I'm going to use a chair. And you see now how like I raise my hands and it is between my elbow and my hands. I could even do this top bar. But this is all I'm going to do. I've got my arm about shoulder width apart. My thumb, I'll talk about my thumbs in a little bit. My thumbs are over the bar. And then I'm just going to simply jump and come back down. Jump, come back down. And while I'm doing this, I'm not just loosey-goosey. My back is actually tight, so I'll do it from the side. Although it's hard to see, I am squeezing my shoulder blades together, especially when I'm at the top. Okay, so that's a jumping pull-up, and that is going to be next to last in priority of effort. The next thing is just going to be dead hangs. So, say I'm at that point, I can't even do a jumping pull-up. I'm still baseline. All you gotta do is just hang on the bar and try and squeeze those shoulder blades together. I'll show you what that looks like. Good dead hang position, and then retracting the shoulder blades. That's what a dead hang, and then from the front. My core is tight, my glutes are tight, and then I'm just pulling my shoulder blades together. Alright, so that pretty much covers the basic principles of the program. It covers the progression that you're going to want to do if you don't have a partner. Well, one, if you can't do a pull-up, what do you do? If you don't have a partner, then what order of priority do you do? Okay, so the program. This can be kind of confusing, but I promise you it's not. And I have an alarm going off. I should get ready for work. Alright, so starting from 0, which is the one that we're going to focus on, because I know a lot of you guys are watching this because you can't do a pull-up. So it's broken down by weeks, and then by day, and what you're going to do on each day. And some of the exercises are things that we've already done. So each day, you're going to warm up. You're going to do a pull-up assessment, see where you're at. You're going to do some ab exercises. You're going to do variations of what I just showed you. And then some more ab exercises, because again, that is really important to make sure your core is engaged. And then you're just going to keep doing that. Yep, that's simple. Okay, but it may not make sense because you're thinking to yourself, like, what is a pull-up assessment? What are body weight negatives? So again, that's why I'm going to walk you through every single day, and I'm going to hold you accountable. Okay, but the other program that I'll also be doing, because I want to get better at pull-ups too, is the pull-up training guide. And on one side, it has where you currently are. So if I can currently do one pull-up, then I find the one pull-up column, and I'm going to read what it suggests. So if I can only do one pull-up and I want to get to more, the weekly volume is I should accumulate around 30 to 80 reps of pull-ups or pull-up combinations of progressions. So it's not strictly I have to get 80 pull-ups and do one set of 80 throughout the week. Like, that would take forever. You can also do pull-up progressions. And this is, kind of time-consuming. But if you do it throughout the day, it's really not that bad. Which is what it suggests, the daily volume. So if I'm still at one pull-up and I want to do more, I'm going to accumulate anywhere from 10 to 20 pull-ups or pull-up progressions throughout the day. And it's going to vary. It has to. Your body is going to be sore some days more than others, or maybe you've got a test or stressed or something's going on. You may not be able to get a lot of reps that day. You make it up the next day. And then going down, for the males, like maybe you are stuck at 14 and you want to be more competitive. Maybe you're stuck at 18 and you want to get to 23. It also has the pull-up progression for that. So someone just mentioned, I'm stuck at 18. Is that good for OCS? It might be. If you're selected, great. I would always shoot for the max. You should always be able to do 24 pull-ups, especially because the day of the PFT at OCS or in the rink, or you might mess up your form. You might not be feeling well. The bar might be slick, and so you want to be strong enough to carry yourself through. And if you're stuck at 18 and some of your reps don't count at OCS, it could drop you down to like 15 or 14, and then maybe if your run time isn't slow enough or you don't get all of your crunches, now you failed the PFT or you have, the bare minimum. So always shoot for more. But say we are stuck at 18, my recommended training set is going to be 6 pull-ups, and then I'm gonna accumulate anywhere from 60 to 110 pull-ups or pull-up progressions throughout the day, and it's gonna be about anywhere from 180 to 440 pull-ups during the week. It sounds like a lot. I promise you it is not a lot. And yes, you do have the choice. You can do overhand or underhand while you're at OCS. You're going to start with one, and then once you're fatigued, you can switch. Same thing with this pull-up program. Although I would recommend doing thumb over the bar, overhands. Then once you're fatigued, thumb underhands. And then you're going to want to go to, it was thumb underhand is how she recommended training, because you're doing with 8. And then as soon as you put the thumb overhands, now you're doing 10 and you're a little bit stronger. And then once you're fatigued there, switch to underhand, recruiting different muscles and using your biceps. Okay, and so how do we actually get this way? Again, there's a sample rep scheme. And then that's where the different games and exercises that you can do come into play. So one day I might choose I feel like doing a ladder today, or maybe I don't have as much time to get to the pull-up bar multiple times, and I only have 1 or 2 times that I'm going to get to the bar. So maybe I want to do something that has high volume. Example, the pyramids. So the pyramids is high volume, moderate intensity. And then she even has a time estimate. It should take me around 10 to 20 minutes, depending on my rep scheme and how many reps do I need. So a very important part of this, if you're starting at 0 or if you're starting at 1, your training set is going to be 1. That's that. But if you are doing more than 4, you're going to have potentially a different training set. And the reason why we have training sets is because we never want to go all the way to max every single time, because that taxes our body, and you're not going to be able to recover, you're not going to be able to do as many pull-ups, and you also risk injury. So we got to take a certain percentage or go off of perceived effort. So we want to stick around a quarter to a third of my max set. So say my max set is 10, simple math, that would mean my training set should be 2 to 3 reps. Now, how do I determine, is it going to be 2 or 3? I could go off of feel and try it out for a week and, say, maybe I want to be gung-ho and do 3. That's great and all, but really I need to be listening to my body. I need to think about, is my form correct? And am I doing it right? How am I feeling? Am I going to be able to continue to do this for a long period of time? And if the answer is no to any one of those questions, especially if your form starts to drop and you're losing that quality, you need to go down to 2. Don't be ashamed of it. So my personal rep scheme, so my max is 12. My training set, according to her program, is going to be 4. But you guys saw last night, I've been doing a lot of swimming. I was pretty sore. I kept my training set at 3. Nothing wrong with that. I'm a captain of Marines. My training set was 3. So, don't think that you have to be some god at pull-ups and every single time you're doing 6 to 7 pull-ups on this pull-up program because you think you want to be at 24, which is 8 pull-ups for the training set. But in all reality, your form is good at 14, and after 14, your form starts being bad. You should probably scale that down by half, and your training set is not going to be 4. Perfect practice. Quality over quantity. It doesn't matter how much you can do if you're doing them wrong. So that's it for the summary. Again, go back, watch the video that we did last night. I reviewed in the beginning, I'll save this, the different pull-up priority of efforts. If you can't do a pull-up, you're going to go from partner assist to negatives and so forth. And then I showed you what those exercises looked like. You can find all of these programs on the OCS Blogs website. Download them, print them off, and then get ready to follow along with me. I am going to end this video, and then I'm going to start it right back up, and we're going to go to day 0 or day 1 of the starting from 0 plan, which I will read off to you guys in case you don't have it printed or you can't find it online. And then I will do my, I'll just do a quick workout for my rep scheme, and you can follow along with me. And the reason why I'm doing this now in the morning is so that you have the rest of the day to find a partner and do the partner assist pull-ups. Hopefully you can make that happen. So thank you guys for joining me, watching this. If you know someone that can't do a pull-up and they want to do a pull-up, make sure you share this video and tell them to follow along with me. Alright, see you guys soon.